I have a lot of analog video problems after installing Crossfire. Any idea why? Yes. I do. I do know why. Oh, man. I made a video about this, and now I can't find the video. Come on, baby. Find it. Yep, got it. This is the video you need to look up. When your video wire is also a Crossfire antenna, look up this video. When your video wire is also a Crossfire antenna, this is the answer. Because we're in the speed run, I will not be going into more depth. You need to look up that video. That is the answer. The answer is that your video signal wire is picking up the telemetry transmissions from your Crossfire receiver, and it is creating interference. And the answer is to change the length of your video wire to your camera and your VTX. Which RTF kit do you recommend? The Whoopfly 1.6, the Cetus X, or the TinyGo 1.3? Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a strong recommendation there. Like, I know the Cetus X is from Beta FPV, so I have some hesitation about the build quality. And I don't have experience with the other two to recommend them. So of those, the only one I actually know anything about is the Cetus X. And I know, like, Rotor Riot sells the Cetus X, and I asked them, are you guys having, like, a ton of returns, a ton of quality control issues? And they said no. But also, I just know, like, Beta FPV controllers fall apart. So I don't really recommend the Cetus X, but I don't have any experience with the TinyGo or the Whoopfly, so I can't really say. Gonna have to punt on that one. Would you recommend a Nazgul V3 or a GepRC Smart 3.5 for a first drone? If you're not sure that you want the bigger size, then go with the 3.5. Yep. If you're not sure that you want a 5-inch, go with a smaller one, would be my take. It's going to fly great. You're going to love it. And those hesitancy you have about the 5-inch, probably you should go with your heart on that. What cheap batteries do you recommend for a 5-inch drone? Are CNHL still good cheap batteries? They are. All prices are higher, but CNHL are still a good value. So I usually buy the Race Day Quads ones. They're not too expensive and are good quality cells. Dingles wants to know, if I buy an Action 2 from Best Buy, should I get the Best Buy or the DJI insurance? Get the Best Buy insurance. It's easier to file claims on the Best Buy insurance, and they've always been good to me. That's what I would say. Skesix, thank you for a $2 super chat. Supercalifragilistic, worst swear word I can think of, says Aber the Ham. Free Sky. Thank you for $5, Aber the Ham. That's your opinion, not mine, for the record, before anybody gets mad at me. Hey, do you plan on making a new sub 250 build like a 3.5-inch? Looks to be the best spot, that weight. The little matey frame from Pirat looks good. I don't know about that. I might. I don't currently have an active plan to do that, though. Thank you for €5. Kyrakos Giorgio. What is the difference between the Happy Model Express LRS PP and the EP receiver? Dan, the PP and the EP refers to what microprocessor is on the receiver. The PP are essentially out of date. Do they even still make and sell them? I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. The main difference is that the EP has an ESP chip on it, and therefore it has built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, whereas the PP does not. Do they even still make the PPs, Plenty?
I'm not sure. I don't believe so. But
like, you'll still see references to it. I don't think you can buy them anymore. So, yeah. So you just don't even acknowledge that the PP receivers exist. You want the EP receivers. How about this question from Steve-O? Is there a...
Yeah, he's got a follow-up there.
Okay. Thank you, Steve-O, for a $5 super chat. Let's find your question. Need some help with the V2 goggles and no Betaflight elements with the O3 Air Unit. ELRS and Pico Pavo. Everything checks out. Well, When you're using the O3 Air Unit with the V2 goggles, you should have full OSD. There is no WTFOS or any of that nonsense. Since you have the Pico Pavo, the Pavo Pico, the wiring should have come with a pre-made plug, and it should have come pre-configured. What I would do, Steve-O, is I would load the Betaflight preset, because maybe the configuration got messed up somehow. So if I go into the presets tab in Betaflight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose 4.4, Betaflight 4.4 here in the versions, and I'm going to type 03, and we're going to find here the OSD for FPV, WTF, DJI 03, and Avatar HD. And what you need to do is choose the correct UART number here. Whichever UART number the O3, TX, and RX are on, we're going to pick that. Okay? So on the Pavo Pico, which UART is that? Pavo Pico brushless whoop quadcopter. Let's see if we can find the flight controller. This is the flight controller. Here's the plug. Show me a wiring diagram. Yes. TX4, RX4. Okay, so it's going to be UART 4. So what you would do is this. This is what you need to do. Try loading this preset exactly as I show you here and see if that gets you working. Because I'm going to assume your wiring is correct because the Pico comes with a pre-wired plug. So I'm guessing that your configuration has gotten screwed up somehow. You may optionally choose to turn this on or off. You should turn it on, in my opinion. And in the goggles, go to the display and turn the canvas. There's a setting under display, which is canvas mode. Set that also to HD. But that's how I would do it. And hopefully, he says, I tried doing that for UART 4. So if you did that for UART 4 and you still don't have OSD, then it makes me think that your O3 is broken or your wiring is broken or your flight controller is broken. Because that should be the configuration you need on Betaflight 4.4. Are you on 4.3 or 4.4? I mean, it should be the same. If I go to 4.3, I should also... Oh, hang on. Where's the preset? That would be this preset, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this preset would work on 4.3. I should also say I have a Pavo Pico setup video, don't I? I think I do. I think I do. No, I don't have a setup video. Did I set up the OSD? No. Nope. Okay, I don't have the setup video. Never mind. The Pavo Pico firmware is 4.4.1. Okay, so load that preset exactly as I showed you. And other than that, it's got to be hardware, I would think. Like damaged wiring, damaged flight controller, or damaged O3. So at that point, it's just a process of like swap out the wires, look at the pins inside the plug. Are they messed up? Just try a different flight controller, see if the O3 works, etc., etc., etc. Steady, if you had to switch the TXRX wires around, the plug was made wrong.